It is 5:10 in the morning. Packed my bag, had my coffee, and my barber did this for me last night. Representing Turo. Let's go to the airport. It's only gonna be a 2-hour flight, so 2.5 hours. So it's not that bad. See you at the airport. In order to attend to one of these Turo events, you would have to be a Turo Power Host. Turo Power Host requirement is to have earned $36,000 or more during the past year, have at least one vehicle listed when the Power Host status is evaluated, have at least 4 vehicles listed on Turo in the past 365 days, and each one of them should have had at least one trip, and you have to meet all-star requirements as well. All-star requirements have changed as of October of 2024. 85% of your trips should have been rated 5 stars. Maintenance rate and cleanliness rate have to be 80% or more, and cancellation rate can't be more than 3%. Power hosts get a few perks for their status on Turo. Some are better than the others. One of my favorite ones is the windshield and tire repair. As a power host, you're covered up to $100 per claim for rock chips, and also up to $200 per claim for tires, regardless of the protection plan that you have. You get your own dedicated power host support lines, and also host success manager dedicated to help you with your needs. And also you get early access, special events, and insights such as this one. This was a 2-day event that took place in Phoenix, Arizona. There were power hosts from all around the world that attended this event. I was able to meet a few of the hosts that I met last time at the previous Power Host Summit, and it was nice to see that every single one of them have at least doubled their fleet size. I met a host that had about 800 Teslas, which consisted of Model 3s and Model Ys only, which was amazing to see. And there was one guy that has about 1,400 cars in 5 or 6 different states. And it was really nice to see there were a lot of new hosts that have been on the platform for less than a year, who already had 50 plus cars, and they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another very interesting thing to note is that most of the employees of Turo are also hosts. Even the CEO of Turo is a host and has the second longest vehicle that was listed on Turo. And my success manager is also a power host. And one of the people who was in the trust and safety was a power host. So it's nice to see that they believe in this company, and they also do what we do. So they see firsthand the struggles and problems that we as hosts go through. In regards to the future updates, they talked about a few changes that are going to take place starting new year. One of the good ones is that the calendar is coming back. It's the new and improved calendar. It's supposed to help us with changing prices, with putting unavailability a lot easier than the way we do it now. They talked about the monthly discounts and explained that the reason why they're starting to do low mile monthly discounts is to compete with leasing companies, and that's their way of dipping into a new market and hopefully grabbing customers that are interested in short-term leases to choose Turo versus other companies like Sixt. And they understand the new rating system is really hard for most of the hosts, and their way of helping is to allow the guests to rate the host as soon as they're done with the car. They no longer have to wait till the end of the trip in order to rate the hosts. And also, if they rate less than 5 stars, they would have to leave a comment explaining why it is that they're not giving 5 stars to the host. Another very beneficial change that's taking place next year is that swapping cars can now be done on the app. The hosts no longer have to call in to make the swap. This swap is for pre-trip swaps only. So if you're swapping cars in the middle of the trip, you would still have to call in. But before the trip starts, the host can take care of it over the app and no longer have to call in, waste 30 minutes to an hour to do a swap, and they could just do it on the app. Host Summit is not open to everybody. You would have to be a Power Host in order to get the invite. And then once you get the invite, you could RSVP and attend one of these events. In these events, they usually have all kinds of different vendors that cater to Turo hosts. They're Turo friendly, whether it be different dealerships like Nissan, for example, was one of the ones that was available this year. Different funding options, a few banks that were there, the Westlake Financial, people from different departments of Turo that were there answering questions, like for the parking, trust and safety team. If you had any questions, they would answer it. So you get people from the department. If you had any major questions that the Turo reps couldn't answer over the phone, you'll be able to answer it there. One of the things that I really liked is I was able to meet my success manager. When you are a Power Host, you're assigned a success manager that can help you with any questions you have. You get to meet that person in this event. You get to meet the CEO. Andre is a great guy. This is the third time I've attended the Power Host Summit. The first time I attended was in San Francisco. The last year it was in Texas, and this year it was in Arizona. We met again, and one of the questions I asked Andre, the CEO of Turo, was, did you ever see it get this big? Without any hesitation, he said, yes, that was exactly my vision. We're just getting started. And when you hear something like that from a CEO of a company, it motivates you to grow. You know you're getting somewhere. Now he's dead set on this review thing that they recently updated, that if somebody doesn't review you, it counts as if you got a 1 star. It would rate the same thing. He's dead set on that. He has his reasoning. The statistics say that if you don't rate, you're less likely to come back to Turo. He's really set on that, and nothing anybody said changed. Even a tad bit didn't change his tone. He is set. He thinks that if there's no rating, they're less likely to come back based on the statistics from before. And I respect it. He sees something I don't, but I respect it. You know how you always, as a host, you always look for cars and you always buy cars, and everybody that you know, at least for me, everybody that I know says, you're crazy buying all these cars, you don't know if it's gonna work, you don't know if it's not gonna work. When you go to an event like this, you see everybody thinks like you, everybody's doing business like you, everybody's in the same line of work as you. It's a feeling that I can't describe. If you have a chance and you get an invite, I would definitely 100% go, because you get to see everybody that's doing the same thing as you. You get to see all the YouTubers, all the stars in the game, all the big dogs, the CEO, and if there's any new changes coming around, you're gonna be the first one to know it. I would definitely go, and hope to see you on the next one.